How's it going?
What's going on? Good.
I'm getting off a cold. Since you asked, I had to tell you. We've talked about you in Philly a million times over the years, but is this one a little different? Kind of the last go around to get to go play there one last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool just to have this opportunity to play in front of my family, friends, loved ones, and just people who have helped me get to this point in my life. So, just going back to with this special team that we have, my final year is something I'm definitely really grateful for.
And when you look back to the recruiting pitch that Pat had for you guys, the idea that you could recruit Philadelphia, that you could play in Philadelphia, to go there and play with a bunch of Philly guys, to be a ranked team, playing a ranked team in the Palestra, does that kind of feel like, you have a lot of things you want to do still, but that's sort of a moment where you go, we've achieved at least one of these kind of goals?
Yeah, I think it all comes full circle for me. Just remembering talking to Coach when I was in high school. It's just another thing that I'm feeling like Coach has always kept his word on about the team, and just us getting to this point, being able to go back to play in Philly and have a bunch of Philly guys that are really bought into this program. So I think it's just a testament to him and just keeping his word, being a man of his word, and just always standing by things that we've talked about even from 4 years ago.
After that Michigan State game out there, did you think that you would ever get this opportunity again, that somebody would agree to play you guys out there?
No, I never thought that anybody would agree to play again. But I'm grateful that Coach McCaffrey did. But like you said, no, I never thought that I would play in Palestra again.
And then, in terms of a timeline, when did this come on your radar that this was a possibility? Did staff or anybody start talking about it?
I can't really pinpoint exactly when. I want to say maybe at the beginning of the school year or maybe in the summer. Coach mentioned trying to get somebody to play there. But that's really it. And I was just excited because I thought he was really going to push to, get somebody to agree. And it's a great environment for both teams. It's one of the coolest places to play in the country. So I was just hopeful that somebody would agree to play the game.
And then what are your recollections of that last experience?
Yeah, I told my teammates how that Palestra game was probably the best game I ever, just in terms of the environment that I've ever played in my life. I've played in high school where it was sold out, but it's just a different energy, a different environment, just being there in college and just seeing all the white everywhere. It's just special. It's a special gym. And, Penn State proud comes out for the game in the Palestra.
How many people will you have at the game?
Probably 60 people. I know we can only get so many tickets, so individually. So a lot of my family had to buy tickets and stuff like that. So probably total around 60.
And is there any element of trying to get across to the younger players to not get too caught up in what they're about to experience? You know what it's like, and you went through it as a young kid. What was it like for you then? And do you have to get that message across?
I don't think I do. I think we have a really mature team, even for some of the younger guys like MJ. I think he's really mature. I think Miles is really mature. Miles has played in huge games already on the road. Like playing at Purdue isn't easy, or Michigan State, and he's done that. So I don't think I had to give that talk to him. I remember me being a freshman going back, and I have a lot of reasons to have the jitters, to be nervous being home in such a big crowd, but you just feel the crowd behind you, and that thing's just a little extra energy boost.
And you guys had to fight so hard to get up to where you're ranked. Now you're back in the Big Ten. How important is it to maintain what you've done to stay where you are?
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important, and we're not done. We talk about it all the time. We're just not going to stop, and there's not going to be a let-up within the team, within leadership, or anybody, and we're just not going to allow it to happen. When talking to Coach and just the team at the beginning of the year, we all set out goals, and we still want to attain those goals, and we know what it takes. So we're going to just keep going and keep just getting better.
And one last thing, there's been a lot of talk about your three-point shooting. I know the percentage isn't quite where you want it to be, but how important is it for you to keep shooting those shots, to keep opponents honest, and to build your own confidence?
Yeah, I'm going to keep shooting them. I feel more confident in it. So I'm hopeful that and confident that, the numbers are going to change and, they're going to start falling. So I'm just going to stay in the gym, keep working at it, and just keep doing whatever's best for the team.
Maybe specific to this team, but maybe more generally, how do you characterize Iowa basketball?
Fast-paced. Ever since I've been here, they've always had big men that were really talented. They sprint the floor, they seal hard. They're just talented. I think they play fast with shooters. I don't know if they have as many shooters this year, but they still play fast, one of the fastest teams in the country.
How long do sightlines in an arena stick with you? Like when you're out shooting at the Palestra, does it feel like you're back in high school when you shoot here? Does it feel like, how many gyms do you feel comfortable in that way?
Yeah, Palestra is definitely a gym where I just feel at home. I've been in there so many times and watched so many games and played there enough where I just feel like I'm just home. Like I'm extremely comfortable at that court.
Sorry. And Coach McCaffrey's a Philly guy. Do you guys claim him as one of your own, or is he kind of the older?
Yeah, I will claim he's a good guy. He recruited me in high school, so yeah.
Do you have much relationships with Big Ten coaches over the course of your career that aren't your own, just from kind of having to go to all the same dozen events every year?
Yeah, I've definitely talked to a couple more than others. I think Tom Izzo is one that somebody that I've constantly had conversation with. And yeah, I'd say that's the main guy.
Kind of along those lines, how much of a relationship have you developed with a lot of these Big Ten officials? I know there's ups and downs when dealing with officials, but it seems like before games, there's kind of a level of respect there that you talk to them. And what is that like?
Yeah, I've got to play with them for 4 years, and there hasn't been many new Big Ten officials since I've been here. So, they know who I am. I know who they are. So, we're always cordial with each other. But definitely developing, a relationship, just knowing them as people outside of just the refs, especially before games.
How has the I won't call it a break. Obviously, you guys have had a couple of games, but you've only had 2 games over the last 3-ish weeks. What were you guys able to accomplish? What did you guys want to kind of get done during that span?
Well, honestly, we feel like the formula that we have right now is working. So, we're just trying to keep getting better at the things that we've constantly been preaching, this whole year. And I think it's more just, cleaning up small things, making sure we're all on the same page, make sure we're communicating and stuff like that. Just doing the little stuff on defense and offense to just make sure we're taking our team to the next level.
Can you get better? Like, can a team get better when you're not having games? I mean, obviously, Pat was talking about just not having practices. You guys with that span of games so tight.
Yeah, I think I would say it's hard to get better when there's absolutely no games. But we have 12 games, 12 games. 12 games? No, total that we played. We played 13 games. So, we can look back at that and see things where, we may not have done something that well and something that could cost us down the line. So we always want to clean stuff up like that and just give us more time to do that and work on that. And I feel like you can also get up a lot of shots for guys, that may have not shot so well. Without school being in, you have all day, just to be in the gym.
Lamar, what's your kind of first memory that you vividly remember of going into the Palestra, maybe when you were a kid, and how much does that go into your mind every time you go into that arena?
Yeah, as a kid, my biggest memory is definitely watching Temple on TV, playing the Palestra. In terms of going to Palestra, the biggest memory is just going in for the Catholic League playoffs. It's just a special environment, somewhere I always wanted to play as a kid, just watching, Philly greats play there. And it's just something that, I feel like every kid wants to do. It's like Madison Square Garden, to New York, and the Palestra is that to Philly.
Who was like that one player that you loved watching at the Palestra growing up?
Yeah.
Who you wanted to be like playing at the Palestra?
Well, my favorite player in the Big Five when I was a kid was Scotty Reynolds. So that was somebody that I've always enjoyed watching, and I just love how hard he played every time he got on the court. So that was one of my favorite players, definitely growing up.